All right, so now I want to get the select list actually pulling the technicians from the database or from JSON server. So let's jump in to, let's see, close that up. I'm actually going to create a new component. So I'm going to put this in components and then in the text folder. And let's create a component or a file called tech select options.js. Okay, and for this, let's generate, we'll say RACFP, which will give us prop types, and we're going to want to import connect. Oops, this is on multiple lines. Import connect. All right, and we're also going to bring in the get text action because we're going to call that here as well. All right, and then let's see, inside of our props here, we'll destructure out get text, and let's see, we're also going to have the tech state, and we'll be able to pull out from that text and loading. Okay, so let's implement connect down here. And we'll have our map state to props and our actions. Okay, and then let's create our map state to props. Okay, and we're just going to pull in the whole tech state. And we'll add that as a prop type. And then get text. Okay. So now we need to call get text. So we're going to use effect for that because we need to call it when the component loads. So let's go up here and bring in use effect. And we'll put this right here. All right, and we're going to call get text. And we only want this to run when the component mounts, so we want to put an empty set of brackets. And to keep it from whining about dependencies, we're going to say ESLint dash disable dash next dash line. Okay, so within here, let's do, we need to have some conditions. So let's say return if not loading, and we want to make sure that text is not equal to null. Then we want to loop through, so text.map, and for each tech, let's go ahead and add an option. So we're going to do option, and let's see, inside the option I want the first and last name, so let's say tech dot first name. Actually, since we're using text here, let's use inside of our map, we'll just use T, and we'll say T dot first name and T dot last name. So that's the actual text. Now as far as the attributes on the option, we need to have first of all a key because this is part of a list. So we'll use t.id, and then the value is going to be the first name and last name as well. So we're going to set that to curly braces with some backticks, and then we can put in t.first name, and let's go right here, put a space, and then t.last name. And that should do it. So we'll save this. Now let's go to our modal. Let's go to add log modal, because right now we just have this static list right here, static options. So what we need to do first is bring in that component. So let's say up here, import import. Actually, let's move this up. Tech. Actually, we don't want curly braces because it's a component. So tech select list, I believe, or options. Tech select options, and that's going to come from. And we want to go outside of logs into text, and then we want tech select options. And then we should be able to go down to where we have our list. And let's see, we're going to keep this option. It's like just a label. And we're going to replace these three with tech select options. And that should work, I believe. So we have add log modal. Let's try it. Let's say add, and there we go. So John Doe, Sam Smith, Sarah Wilson. Okay, good. So let's do the same thing with the edit. So I'm just going to copy this import here and go to edit log modal and bring that in here, and then again just replace these with tech select options. So now if we go and we edit, we should see them as well. Good. And the default should be checked. So Sam Smith is checked. Good. Okay, so the next task we have is to be able to add a technician. We want to be able to click this button and add a new technician, and then it should show up in this list. It should also show up in this select box. All right, so we'll get to that next. We might even get to the delete if we have enough time. All right, so I'll see you in the next video.